Joe likes Scorsese, and Raanan is Jewy. It's Joe and Raanan talk movie.
I just realized we got a movie we can talk about. Prison, that you just saw and I love and you love. We never really talked about.
Yes, Philadelphia.
Cell Block, Brawl and
Cell Block 99.
84, 88, 8012. It's 88.
The War of 1812. No, it's 99.
No.
It's Brawl and Cell Block 99.
Really?
I'm pretty sure. I just watched it.
God, this is the worst movie podcast.
Are you sure you can talk about it?
We're not even getting there. You think Roger Ebert and Siskel were like, what's it called? No, it's not called Shawshank.
Brawl on Cell Block 99. Yeah, fucking nutcase.
Well, anyway, I love this director. I got to say, Louis put me on to him. The one good recommendation, Louis tells you like 400, like, you got to check out this silent film from 1850 where...
I know. He's like, it's got 8% Rotten Tomatoes.
A Hungarian woman is just getting raped in a basement for 12 minutes. It's great. I watched it without Wi-Fi. And
it's like, in case you watch it, here is every single line of dialogue from beginning to end. And then I'm like, did you ever see such and such? He's like, don't tell me about it. Don't tell me about it. I'm like, all right.
Now here is every scene in this movie you're never going to watch. But he put me on to this direction.
I feel like you're yelling. I do feel like you're shouting. I feel like Sarah can hear this podcast.
Well, I got the headphones on.
So what?
So I can't hear as well. Oh, wait.
You should hear perfectly.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wait. You know what? Sometimes I put the mic closer, and I'm like, oh, this is how it should sound. But whatever. Anyway, so I love this director. We talked about Bone Tomahawk, right?
We talked about Bone Tomahawk. Fantastic. By the way, Patrick Holbert, the comedian, he put me onto this director. I don't want to give Louis credit for my putting on.
I feel like I put you. I feel like I.
Well, you maybe watched Bone Tomahawk, but Patrick Holbert had been. I got the text. I got the receipts.
Yeah, but you didn't watch it because of him. I pushed you.
I put it on my list, and then I had to watch it because of our dumb podcast that I hate doing.
By the way, how many times I feel like the most common lie in life is when someone tells you about a movie and you're like, hey, I'll put it on the list. And in your head, you're like, I'm never going to watch that ever in my life.
I got so many.
I do that all the time.
Yeah.
Every day. And someone's like, you got to watch it. I'm like, it's on the list. It's on the list. I'm like, I'm never watching that.
Well, sometimes it goes by the way people recommend, and that's Louis, the guy we talk about that. When someone's like this, you have to, okay, you just got to. Yeah. The more people do that, the more I'm like, fuck you, I'm never watching it. That's why I try to recommend movies and say you'll love it. It's fantastic. It's a really great film. I know you'll enjoy it.
You gotta personalize it.
Yeah, and you gotta just keep it simple. Go, this is a great movie. It's the best movie you've never seen.
But sometimes, yeah, you're right, because you'll get non-personalized recommendations. Like Sam Marilla's like, you got to watch this documentary about Michael, Jordan or something where it's like a sports thing I don't care about. Like, you got to watch this documentary about the Celtics in the 1940s. And I'm like, I'll put it on the list. But I'm like, I'm not watching it. I don't know anything about sports.
But some sports docs are incredibly compelling.
Yes, the OJ one is great.
The best document is that. I guess that's sports. The best
killing your wife. That's like in the Olympics, right?
Doc ever is King of Kong. Did you watch King of Kong about the Donkey Kong high score?
I never saw that. I hear that's great though.
It is the best.
Hey, I'll put it on the list.
It is.
I'll put it on the list.
The best, and we should watch it for the movie because it is the best. There's nothing that comes close. It's truly like the best documentary. There's such a natural enemy. It's hilarious. It's poignant. It's beautiful.
I remember it
but
came
I don't
out.
care about fucking arcade games.
Yeah, well, that's a good documentary. It makes you care about shit you don't care about.
It's tremendous, and it's hilarious, and Billy Mitchell's one of the great movie villains in history.
But don't you ever just, when someone tells you about a movie that's not personalized, or just like, you got to watch this rom-com with Matthew McConaughey.
Of course.
Don't you just want to be honest and be like, I will die without watching that.
Well,
I guarantee you, on my deathbed, I will be like, I never saw that and die.
I'm like that with families like that, where they tell you about like a sitcom, and I'm like, this. I know that's the worst thing ever. I cannot imagine. You have no idea who I am. That's the worst thing I can possibly imagine.
I was trying to admit, because they also do the thing where they're like, you gotta watch this show. The first 12 seasons are slow, but then it really gets cooking by the 2 billionth hour. And I'm like, how are you? Are you unemployed? How do you have time for this? And like, I'm not watching something that you have to get through the first 40 hours. It is difficult.
I know. Well, Seinfeld has a bit like that.
Does he?
And he has a TV show like that. Which is fascinating. The first season of Seinfeld is not great. It's not good.
This is why I have trouble watching the old episodes, because they do kind of find their character more by the 5th season. And it's tough to watch.
The 4th season's insane.
It's tough to watch it early, but it's also like, it's a rhythm thing. We've talked about that. I like the later season so much, I'm used to the quick scenes.
That's because you can't be off your phone for
It's
more than
not
10
that.
seconds.
I just find the rhythm of the fucking. You watch the 3rd season, it's like a goddamn play. They're in that. They're like on the couch for like 42 minutes talking. I can't do it. I'm like, you got to cut to something.
They're in the Chinese restaurant the whole episode.
Well,
it's classic.
that's fine.
Caught
but like,
right 4. Caught right 4 is like one of the greatest lines in the history of anything.
Look, we're all whatever.
Caught right 4.
You know, it's probably a generational thing, because I probably started watching it around the 8th or the 9th season. Well, but you're like 58, so you probably
We're like a year and a half apart.
You saw the first episode.
Can I do Cartwright 4? Is that bad? I'm doing the voice.
The Asian voice?
Yeah.
Here's the thing that I think. I mean, probably not the one you should get approval from. I'm like, yeah, I'm not offended. But, like, I feel like they probably make fun of our voice, so it's even.
I know, but something white supremacy.
We gotta make. I don't know. I mean, like, I made fun of Big Bong's voice name the other day. That's not
Pete Buttigieg?
No, the Bong Hoo, whatever.
Oh, Bong Joon-ho.
But that's not racist. That's just a funny sound. Bong. We're gonna act like Bong's not a funny sound.
Bong is funny. Bong, ding dong.
But if he
Bong.
heard my name, he'd be like, "Oh, no." Like, he just makes fun.
We got to get to movies.
Sorry.
Wait, what was I going to talk? I had something else to say, though. Fuck, it was important. Oh, I was watching Licorice Pizza. You're wrong about Licorice Pizza. I think it's good.
You like it?
Well, I'm only an hour in for the second viewing, but I enjoyed it.
What
but
did
I
you think
do
the
still
first
have
time?
beef. I think we talked about it. It's on our Patreon. We talked about Licorice Pizza, but we never talked about it on here. I have questions. And one question is, how much time passed during this film? They have like 3 businesses. It's like, did 6 weeks pass here?
My other issue is, like, they don't really go in. How does he run all these businesses? It's like a weird. They don't really explain.
Yes, he's 15, and all of a sudden he just has a
That's why
waterbed business.
That's why I don't like the movie that much. I feel like it takes you. It doesn't explain shit in a way where you're like, you don't have to know. But I'm like, I want to know.
Yeah, no, I have
Like-
that. But on second, because that's how I felt the first time. On second viewing, I am enjoying it. I think he's fantastic. I think she's incredible.
She steals the show.
And the music is fun, and there's some great jokes, and there's some sweetness to it. But it is a little confusing of how he just has a waterbed business
Right.
as a 15-year-old kid in high school who's also acting at the same time.
By the way, you know why you brought up Licorice Pizza right now? I think.
It's the Asian voice.
Oh yeah, okay, you do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's another thing I wanted to bring up because he got shit for that. And you're like, I'm making a movie about 1973.
I know. Though I
so
will
weird.
say I am confused by the joke, because he's.
I am too.
I don't get it either. He's like, it's not your typical. He's not making fun of her accent. He's speaking in English to her in a Japanese accent,
Right.
as if that will make her understand it better. But I don't understand what that means. Like, why would he?
I guess the joke is like in 1973, a guy thought that's how you talk. Because I did a joke like that where when I was in Norway, I would change my pattern of speech to sound like a person who's speaking his second language.
Oh,
I
really?
literally would talk to the guy and be like, we're doing a show. And I'm
It's
thinking
funny,
of the English word.
Like my mom with Chinese waiters. She's like, we will have
right.
the drunken noodles. He knows like perfect English, and yeah.
And he's like, okay, you got it.
All right, fine.
But anyways, I think that's the bit. But I remember being confused by that also. But it's because we've talked about this a lot with P.T. Anderson, who I do love, but he has weird tonal things.
Weird tonal
like
thing.
Boogie Nights. There's times where it's like sketch comedy, and sometimes it's very dramatic.
Yes, and I think like I always get the feeling with Licorice Pizza. I just feel like P.T. Anderson's this guy where like we've talked about this before, where you want to be able to have a director who can explain what they're doing. I feel like so much shit in Licorice Pizza is like he just did something and people are like, oh, what? Why is he doing that? And he's like, you don't ask him. He's just a genius.
Right.
You don't. And then at a certain point, it feels arbitrary. Like I'm like, why is this scene happening? We're like, I can't ask. You can't wonder. He's a genius. You gotta fucking. And it's like I find his geniusness, that mystery of what the movie's about. Sometimes I find it to be a distraction from the fact that there's kind of a lack of character development. I feel like their relationship is like just kind of stays in the same place over and over and over again, and it gets repetitive.
But the characters are great.
She's great.
The characters are great. I think he's great.
He's a poor man's Max Fisher.
I don't disagree with that, but I still think that he's great. But again, I'm only I need to watch movies twice. And
but let's talk about Cell Block 99.
Wait, hold on. I'm right in the middle of this Licorice Pizza thing.
Yeah, sorry.
The other problem I had with it, this way we can put all these labels and people will watch it. We'll dupe
finally
them.
Watch it, yeah.
But
we're not going to be like, well, we'll hope the one person who's seen this Denmark movie will watch this.
Well, the other problem I have that I brought up before with Licorice Pizza is the scene with Bradley Cooper, which is hilarious. And again, it's like a sketch in the middle of the movie. It's like they just did a comedy sketch. But how come there's no repercussion? And I was told that actually happened. That thing is a real story that happened.
I mean, not
which gives you an excuse to just not
That's
solve.
a bullshit. Yeah, but it's also like I only think the first part was true. I read like it was that guy like was a little. I don't think he chased him down or anything.
Well, this is my thing. I'm like, how come? So they like destroy his car, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
And he's a psycho. He's like a known psycho. He's screaming at them and threatening them. Then they destroy his car, and he has their information.
Yes.
So then I guess he just moved on. Like they don't address it again. He didn't go and find them.
But it's like
no
it's like the
repercussions
time
for that?
thing. There's this whole rambling thing where like we're now moving on to the. There's a lack of cohesion in the movie. It kind of has like, it doesn't all. I don't know. I find it like meandering in a way that I actually do find very boring. I mean, I thought it was good at first. You only watch the first hour. I'm telling you, it gets repetitive.
Right. Yeah. Hold on. I got a big trip here. You and Ellie yes. Oh, I got to print stuff. I hate printing documents.
All right.
I hate going to other countries. I mean, I love it.
Do you have a printer?
No.
You got. I'm gonna get a printer, man. I've been using Steve's, but I'm gonna get a printer.
Yeah, I don't think they're thrilled about your borrowing the printer. All right, we'll talk about Cell Block 99, a film that nobody fucking saw.
Well, I mean, we're curators here.
Oh, I got questions.
Oh, you got questions? Well, can we talk about Cell Block 99?
Talk
first?
about it a little bit.
No, but let's talk about it.
All right, talk about it.
Because we're trying to curate taste here.
All right, good point.
You got to see Cell Block 99. It's so
You got to see it. If you don't see it, you're a piece of shit.
It's so fucking great. All right, do the questions.
It's great. It's fantastic. Vince Vaughn, he's good.
Do you have no thoughts?
I'm talking about it. I haven't interrupted. Vince Vaughn is good. There's some funny to it. It's very good. It's not as good as Bone Tomahawk, but it's fun. You know what it is? It's one of those movies, the style and the setting, I would just watch nothing happen. I would just watch him go to prison.
Yeah.
It's fun.
But it is like an amazing plot. Like, it's just like,
pretty cool.
the way it just gets worse and worse. And he's just getting dragged deeper and deeper into hell. It's like amazingly paced movie.
Yeah, and it's amazing, too. That bit of the plot twist that happens in there is pretty great.
The plot twist. Oh, with the,
that the guy he's looking for is not there.
Yeah, no. And
it's great.
It's great, and it's like, do you feel like it's right wing? I don't know. It's like almost like joking.
Here we go again. Can we just do anything without something being fucking?
There's like an evil abortion doctor in it.
I get. What do you mean? But he's.
I mean, he's aborting someone who doesn't want to have.
Yeah, he is evil.
I know, but like, I don't know. And then like
I mean,
the guy had a cross on his back. He does say kind of a racist thing at one point, Mitch Vaughn.
Well, isn't that guy a conservative guy, the director?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. But anyway.
You told me that before as fact, and now you're saying you don't know.
Anyway, it's a great movie. I feel like this Wayne's World setting is making us a little retarded. We're becoming...
I think it's great.
We're like, you got to see this movie, dude!
They beat a guy.
It's awesome!
There's abortion. They step on his face.
I feel like we were like sophisticated before. Now we're on this couch, and we're like... You got to see it, man. It's so cool! Coming live from Joe's parents' basement.
By the way, I don't know if Wayne's World holds up. Sarah and I watched it a few years ago, and I'm like, this sucks.
No SNL movie. It's for children. They all suck. Dude, I tried to watch Austin Powers. There's like 1.5 good jokes in that movie.
That's not even SNL.
Is it not?
I don't think so.
No? That's Mike Myers. It's pretty much. They all every SNL movie fucking sucks. They all blow.
No,
it's
Blues
for
Brothers
children.
rules.
It's
Blues
for children.
is fucking
Coneheads. Go fuck yourself.
Blues Brothers rules. You're out of your mind on Blues Brothers. One of the worst movie critiques, one of the dumbest things I've ever heard anyone say is your claim that there's no jokes in Blues Brothers. It's non-stop jokes. It's all jokes.
I just said there's not. Well, maybe I just think they're just not that good jokes. Or maybe I didn't recognize them.
Well, that's
jokes.
different.
All right, well, I fucking, yeah. Well, that's the other question. But SNL sucks. It's for children.
I just saw one that was good. If you could give an actor their John Travolta in Pulp Fiction comeback role, who would you choose?
That's a great question.
Great question.
Great question.
I mean, I think like it would be fun to have. Obviously, I'm a Seinfeld guy. Have Michael Richards pull off some like dramatic role would be fun.
Have a comeback?
Yeah, I mean, have some kind of dramatic thing where he's like a crazy meth.
You're not helping the right wing accusations.
That's another thing that's happened now. It's right wing to want somebody to be rehabilitated.
Yeah.
That's the opposite. This is where the left has changed. The left is like, you fucked up, you're out of society forever, which is a typically right wing stance. That's where they have changed.
But hey,
that's where they've changed. The left is like, you made a mistake 20 years ago, no work for you, you're out, you're condemned.
Yeah.
That's not a progressive stance.
That's true.
That is the opposite of progress.
If you say the wrong joke or whatever, it's unforgivable. If you murdered a family when you were 18, it's okay as long as... But anyway, so, it would be really fun to have Michael Richards in a Tarantino movie, and the whole time you're wondering, is he going to say the N-word?
Oh, right.
That would be fun. But he never does.
Well, that's pretty right-wing, Raanan. Fucking...
But wouldn't that be good?
Yes, that was my idea. Yes, I'm saying he's. I mean, I guess Tarantino, but I'm the Tarantino in this situation.
I'm friends with Tarantino. We've talked. Maybe I'll let him know about that idea. That'd be pretty fun.
Get him in. Okay. Michael Richards is fun.
I'm trying to think of a good comeback. Yeah, that's
maybe
good
like
one.
a John Stamos. John Stamos was like a shaved side of his head, and he's like a fucking crazy cop.
Yeah, Simon Rex was great. That was a great one.
Simon Rex was fantastic.
Not to say it's a comeback, but it's like
it's not what we knew him from.
Yeah, and he's like, it's isn't a more dramatic role for him? That's what it is, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he was fucking unbelievable.
Yeah.
Who else? Let me think here. John Travolta. So someone famous in the 90s.
Well, John Travolta was like...
Travolta was great in the 70s. They brought him back in the 90s.
But he kind of became a clown before that. I think that he lost some respect, and that's what...
Was he a clown? I mean, Look Who's Talking was like a huge movie.
I know, but I guess he was edgy in the 70s. He lost some edge. He became like a family,
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So who was edgy and cool in the 90s, lost the edge, you bring him back, and he rules now.
I'm trying to think who who was like great and then they're clown.
But I think about this all the time. I casted a movie.
You did.
And I did have a lot of people like Alan Ruck. I love Alan Ruck. I think he's fantastic. I'm like, let's get this guy involved. He would be great to give a big juicy role.
He's great.
Great actor.
He was in it, right? No, he wasn't in it.
He wasn't in it. I wanted him to play my dad, but...
Oh, no, I'm confusing. Wait, who is Alan Ruck? I'm confused.
You're thinking of Alan Havey.
Yeah, I'm thinking of Alan Havey. But
Alan Ruck is Cameron from Ferris Bueller. He's in Young Guns.
He's making that comeback. You don't watch TV. He's in Succession. He's crushing it.
Oh, well, TV sucks.
But
he's talking about movies.
But he's great in Succession. That's his big
that's
comeback.
Great. That's fantastic. I'm saying I'm the director here. This is the fantasy.
He'd be a good one. Yeah, you got to think of someone like who's an actor who's great, but they never. Like a Thomas Hayden Church. That's like that's a great comeback.
Right.
You know what I mean? To go I'm trying to think who was like on a TV show. What about Chandler?
Matthew Perry?
Yeah. He'd be good for something serious.
Yeah, maybe.
Don't you think?
He could pull it off. Yeah, I think so. I guess so. I just hate Friends. I resent Friends.
Friends sucks.
No, I meant my friends. They're just horrible people.
But but Michael Richards is a good one. I'm trying to think who else would be like great for a comeback. Who is someone?
By the way, this is good. This is more the movie podcast here.
Yeah.
Now we're into it. Sorry about the first 20. We'll cut out the Giuliani. I love Fox News.
Yeah. Wait, I'm trying to think. Like, what's a good? God, fuck. I really wish I got these questions beforehand.
This is dead air.
All right, I'll come back to it. Let's go.
Come back to it. Yeah, we're never good with questions because we always have to think about them.
Kevin Spacey.
Oh, he stinks.
Yeah.
This one says, "Who invented the butthole?" What? Talk about how great Rosewood and Target spinoff. Oh, Beverly Hills Cop. No, I should have pre-read these. If you were cast in a reboot of Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, who would play who? Who would play Butch and who would play Sundance? Which one's Robert Redford? I want to be Paul Newman. Because Robert Redford, tell them what happened. You came around on the Redford.
I came around on Redford. He sucks.
Stinks.
He sucks. He's just good looking, and he got lucky. That's all it is. He sucks. And there are some good looking actors who are great. Like George Clooney's good.
George Clooney's okay. He's closer to
better
Robert Redford than. But there's many great actors that are good looking. This is a weird take of yours. Paul Newman's incredible.
No, I'm saying
I think Brad Pitt's
I'm saying
great.
George Clooney's like not an amazing actor, but still has like he's a little more than just good looking. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He has the
He's
charm.
pretty good.
Redford doesn't really have the charm.
He stinks.
He
As
stinks.
DePaulo would say, he's flatter than my sister's ass. He's just flat.
It really sounds like he's complaining that his sister's ass is not bigger.
Well, he's saying she's got a flat ass.
But like that's a problem for him.
No, he's not saying it's a problem for him. He's saying she's got a flat ass. If you say, like, it's uglier than my mother, you're not like this. I wish my mother was hot. You're saying your mother's ugly.
You know, you're right. I watch All the President's Men to go to sleep every night. Wait, did you just do a look? Did you Woody
I
Allen
can't believe
me?
I'm dealing
Did
with
you
this.
Woody Allen me?
I've done it like 3 times.
You did a look for the camera?
It's brutal. It's like I'm talking to my Aunt Sylvie.
I'm fucking. But anyway, so I watch All the President's Men. He's bad. He sucks.
You're going to like this one.
Okay.
Why is American Graffiti a classic? It sucks, and so does the remake Licorice Pizza. There you go.
That's right. They both
American
suck.
Graffiti is a tough watch. I have a hard time. It's like Dazed and Confused, but kind of shitty. And a little bit like Last Picture Show, but not as good.
I think George Lucas is bad at making movies about people and cartoon characters. He's bad both ways.
Lucas stinks. I know he invented some sounds, or he's got a fucking whatever.
What do you
He did some sound bullshit.
The Chewbacca?
It's
Oh.
but Lucas, I don't get it because there's that group. There's like Lucas and De Palma. No, he's got the Lucas sound. The fucking. He's like, come up with some shit, whatever. I'm sure he's great. He's a nice guy. But
I don't think any of that's true.
but like I don't know. Was buddies with like Coppola.
Five, yeah, it was the five. It was Coppola, Scorsese,
Spielberg,
De Palma, and Lucas.
And Lucas and De Palma can fucking suck my dick. De Palma too. I'm like, Untouchables is fun. I like it. It's some silliness.
It is. You think like whatever, like you think Spielberg and Coppola and Scorsese sometimes were alone, and De Palma and like Lucas were coming, and they're like, I mean, we're so much better than them. Like they're just like, you know, they must have had their own little three on their own without De Palma and Lucas.
De Palma, I watched like Blow Up or Blow Out. I can't. I get confused.
Great.
Blow Out. It is, but the end is so cheese dick. Like the last 20 minutes, you're like, this is like goofy.
No, I think De Palma's very good.
It's also a remake.
I think De Palma's very good.
He's got some stuff,
but I do think on some level, it was hard for him to ever break. Like Spielberg and Scorsese are people who are so influenced by Hitchcock, but really broke free from Hitchcock. But fucking De Palma is like, everything is like a Hitchcock homage. It's like he could never
it's very
break free from the full influence. But I mean, the fact that Lucas is in there, I mean, I don't even know how they let him in there. I mean, it's just like, I mean, Spielberg clearly had to convince them, like, yeah, can I bring another nerdy friend to come, you know?
Well, I guess he came up with the story of Indiana Jones, and there's like, his name is on some shit. I think somehow he's involved with Back to the Future a bit. I think he's just in his room, like.
But you know
little like toys.
You know they played Star Wars for all of them. Like, you know, but they played it before the score, so obviously it was terrible because the score is what makes that movie not. Because without the score, it's just like, you know, ooh, the dark side. It's just like terrible. It's just,
he shoots, he scores.
But so they played it to all of them, and they're all like, this fucking stinks. You're out of the club. How dare you? Fucking, we're making like mobster movies. You bring us this fucking make-believe laser shit. But then Spielberg was like, it's great. It's going to be big. You
wow.
know? Yeah.
Well, at that point, Coppola had made The Godfather 2, and The Conversation.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then was like in the works of Apocalypse Now, which George Lucas almost directed. Can you imagine Apocalypse Now? George Lucas.
No, the Viet Cong. Pew, 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 pew.
Charlie, don't surf.
Charlie. The horror.
But, I mean, by the way, Coppola has made his best effort to catch up with the shittiness of Lucas.
Coppola squandered everything. I mean, Coppola, I don't know it's a very scary thing because apparently just one day your talent just is gone.
Well, Scorsese's still doing it. Scorsese's still making great films.
He's the top. He's the winner.
He's by far the winner. It's not even close. And I still put Coppola over Spielberg with just the 3 amazing films. Conversation's great, too. The Godfather and Godfather 2 is way better than anything Spielberg made. Jaws is up there. Sorry.
Yeah, it might
But
be true.
Jaws has.
That's the thing. Coppola made the two greatest movies ever. But then he didn't really like. He has the best movies ever, but it's like he didn't. He's not as prolific. I mean,
well,
he's
he also,
prolific, but it sucks.
But he became quite experimental. He went a different route. He's like Dylan.
Yeah, well,
You know?
but if Dylan, shit, like instead of fucking, he went electric. He just did a movie about a retarded Robin Williams or whatever.
Yeah, it's not as great, but he went experimental. He tried to push the film forward. He did a little different stuff and got a little weird.
So what's the ranking? You got Scorsese. Scorsese's number one because Scorsese. If you look at their last movie, Scorsese made Irishman, which I still think is one of the best movies ever. And then, like, Spielberg made, like, Ready Player 4. Like,
Spielberg, Bridge of Spies makes me physically upset. Like, it makes me want to just throw up in my M&Ms and whip him in my father's face on his birthday. It's just the worst. It's the worst thing I've ever. And like one of the Coens has his name in there, or maybe both Coens.
I think they do.
It's
did you see Ready Player One though? That's bad.
I can't watch
it's
that. I don't
so
care
bad.
about that.
It's like so you got Irishman, which is about mortality in life, and then you got fucking fucking Ready Player bullshit. So that's crazy. And then George Lucas, I don't know what his Phantom Menace. I think his last thing was Jar Jar Binks.
Now that's racist. The Jew guy was insane. That was insane. And Jar
How
Jar
much
was
money?
he has like a big hook nose, and he's like, "You need 10% on the dollar." That as that you want to talk liberal? I was watching that, being like, this guy should be put in prison
Have you
for
seen
life.
Harry Potter where they have the goblins in the bank?
That I like.
But I'll tell you the most Jewish stereotype. We'll talk about this. Let's act like this is a question. The most offensive Jewish stereotype, I think, is Judd Hirsch in Independence Day. Have you seen that?
Not since I was
It's
11.
the most
I don't give
Jewish,
a shit about that.
folksy bullshit. He literally goes to the White House with Jeff Goldblum. And he's like, "Look at all the China in here. So much China. Can I take something on my way out? Come on,
But now you get offended by Seinfeld because a lot of Jews were very upset by the TV show Seinfeld.
They're Jews in it. I don't
Well,
understand.
Judd Hirsch is a Jew.
Well, yeah, but
Playing a Jewish joke. I mean, he's being funny, but the Seinfeld had a lot of jokes about Jew. I mean,
did they? I mean, like, what's
Uncle Leo, the whole episode of like his Jerry's father wants a percentage of the money he lent his thing. He's like, "Do you understand what that is fiscally?"
Yeah, but
Uncle Leo won't pay for anything, and then they had that's 80 cents a nut, and then all that stuff. And
I guess it's
Plaza
because
Hotel.
it was created by Jews. It feels like so much just a Jewish thing. I mean,
Who wrote Independence Day? I'm sure there's a
Roland
Jew involved.
Emmerich. I don't know. I mean,
I don't even know who that is.
it's I guess like, yeah, I see what you're saying. The only thing offensive to me in Seinfeld is that we all have to pretend George isn't Jewish because back then there was literally a Jewish.
He's half Jewish.
What?
They said like Estelle Harris is Jewish.
I'm telling you, it is a Jewish quota on the movie. They can't have more than Jerry be Jewish. And so they pretend he's fucking not Jewish.
No, George Costanza is named after Jerry's real-life friend Mike Costanza. So they just gave him the name Costanza.
Right.
And Frank is Italian, but Estelle Harris has talked about it. It's like she's so Jewish on the show. She's playing mahjong.
So
it's a mixed marriage.
But they never mention that they're Jewish once. Don't you think that's the part they wouldn't allow it?
What do you mean allow it?
The
network wouldn't allow it? The show is so Jewy.
But they talk about Jerry being Jewish many times. That's a big part of it. They never once, you don't find it weird that they never once allude ever to the fact that George is Jewish, ever.
No, I don't find it weird. I mean, I'm not a Jew, I guess, but she does play mahjong with her friends.
It's not like...
I mean, like, they don't hide it.
That's what I find so offensive. It's that they're so clearly Jewish, and yet they're never.
They're half Jewish. Well, he came out of his mother's whatever. You dripped out of your mother's filth.
But also, what's that?
P.T. Anderson.
But also,
Dolby blood.
Also, like Jerry Stiller is so clearly Jewish too.
He is, but he's playing Italian. Jews play Italian. Italians play Jews. Jews and Italians are very similar. Ray Romano has a bit about it.
You could comment. And
so I don't understand what you're saying. So you're saying like network television, Larry David, Jerry Seinfeld, NBC made a decision to conceal that George Costanza's half Jewish?
I think, I don't know if it was like officially talked about, but I think back then, different time, having one Jew on a show was the most Jew you could do.
But like Uncle Leo's Jewish, his parents are Jewish.
Out of the four main
he
people.
Watley converts to Judaism.
Out of the four main.
So they can have countless reference to Judaism. The whole show is about Judaism. I mean, it's the most Jewish show ever. And it was the biggest show. It's number one.
I truly think if they were like...
How would they have referenced it? How should they have said, by the way, Estelle's Jewish?
I think they...
and she also said, I won't drive in a German car. There you go.
Does she say that?
She says that. She goes, your father wanted a Mercedes, but I won't drive in a Jewish car. I mean, in a German car. No one drives in a Jewish car. She says, I won't drive in a German car. That's an illusion.
Do you not think it's just somewhat interesting that it would never come up outside that, like just him like growing up Jewish?
I guess they could have written in somehow and forced it for you at home in Kentucky and said, by the way, George's mother's Jewish.
You couldn't let shows be that Jewy back then.
Or maybe they just didn't have a plot point that was like, and George is a Jew.
But they clearly make him Italian. They have the holiday that they made up because he was against commercial holidays. You know what I mean?
Yes. Okay, that's nothing. That's just a bit.
But if he's against commercial holidays, that suggests he was raised Christian because Hanukkah's not a commercial holiday.
Well, his father is raised Christian.
Well,
his father's Italian.
Even right then, I would say just taking that away is offensive because he's clearly Jewish. Jerry Stiller.
He could be Italian.
No.
Why not?
He is so Jewish on the show.
So you're saying they went full Jewish. Both your arguments don't sync up.
No, you're not.
You're saying he's overtly Jewish.
You're not fully listening to
I'm listening.
They make sense. I'm saying it's insane that they wouldn't officially say Jewish and yet allow them to be so fully Jewish.
But I think it's only because Jerry wanted to name after his friend Costanza. I literally think that's it.
No.
So they gave him the name Costanza.
I would not be surprised if some execs literally said, you can't
by the
reference
way,
to George being Jewish.
Season 1 is like so extra Jewish. I mean, George is like so
Woody
Jewish.
Allen.
He's doing Woody Allen.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just straight up playing a Jew. And the show was on the air.
Which is what I find so offensive, that they could do that and not say Jewish.
I think you're out of your mind. I mean, they do so many references to being Jewish.
Comment in the comments. Do you agree with him? Or do you think, I feel like I'm kind of being like Uncle Leo right now, but it's anti-Semitism. Or do you feel like it's a little insane that George and his family can be so Jewish and yet they never mention him being Jewish, as if the network didn't want the show to feel like there was too many Jews in the main cast?
But is it possible? Is it possible that they just didn't come up with a plot that George is Jewish?
I just think out of all the times Jerry's talking about Judaism on the show, you think George would chime in with his own experiences. I think he's clearly officially not Jewish. They go a little with Estelle in the car. That's probably like the closest wink. I don't remember that part. But
because it's fucking not from the 2 bullshit seasons.
But I still think.
By the way, your favorite seasons are the one with a Jew who ran the show left. It's crazy. It's crazy. It got less Jewish. That's when you're like, it's the best. It was the best. It was the best when the main Jew that was running the show left.
No, I love season 7. That's him too, right?
That's him, of course.
Anyway, chime in who you think you agree with, because I do. I'm not like joking about this. I do really believe.
Just trying to check the time.
I do really believe that, like, back then, it was a hard sell to have one openly Jewish character on a sitcom.
But the show is so overtly Jewish.
But when you're hitting those Midwest numbers, you can't make 2 people officially Jewish. That's what I'm saying back then. That's what I'm saying.
I guess 2 of the main characters. By the way, I think Kramer's Jewish, too.
What? No.
I mean,
he loves Jews, but he's not. Well, he's friends with an Orthodox Jew.
I mean, they have like a whole fucking episode.
He's Orthodox?
With
very devout, isn't it? What's his name? His friend, who's an Orthodox Jew. You never meet on the show.
Oh, Bob Sacramento.
Yeah.
Anyways, they have the whole thing. They have the Moyer episode. They have the fucking.
That's what I'm saying. It's crazy that they don't mention it. That's what I'm saying. Anyway, chime in. We'll see. Comment who you think's right, and we'll tally them up. And whoever gets the most votes is correct.
No one's going to agree with you. Is it just me, or you guys find the ending to Reservoir Dogs just flat out ridiculous? I mean, Mr. White shoots both Joe and Eddie in that split second while Eddie doesn't kill him at the same point-blank range. Just an absurd way to end it.
I mean, but that's the whole tone of the movie. Like, it's not like it's like a realistic heist movie. They're all wearing suits for a bank robbery.
I mean, I get it.
Stylized.
I can see what he means. It is a little bit. First of all, it is Quentin Tarantino's first film.
Yes.
And so there's going to be some flaws. It's a heist movie. There's no women.
Well, no,
Which
there's
I
that
don't
one
like.
woman who
Gets
gets shot
in the leg
immediately.
and then
No,
shoots. What's it called?
he kills her.
No, but a woman shoots.
Him in the stomach,
Bond.
and then Tim Roth shoots that woman. Remember?
Yes. I'm thinking of Pulp Fiction. The woman gets shot.
Which,
in
by
leg.
the way, is he gonna get? I mean, I guess he dies at the end, but would he get in trouble for that? He does kill a woman.
Yeah, no, it's
he doesn't shoot a woman.
It's it's hard.
Well, the thing that doesn't make sense, which you brought up, which is insane, is that why would Joe go there to be like,
Yeah.
it's a setup. The cops are coming.
I think somebody tweeted that.
Yeah.
Was that me that came up with that? I think someone tweeted that at us.
That's insane. Yeah.
That is the worst plot point of the movie. That's worse than this.
Yeah.
Is that Joe is aware that he's been set up, and he's like, I'm going to go to the hideout
Where the
meeting
cops
place.
are and just kill everyone.
Just-
and hope they, yeah.
That is ridiculous. But yeah, I guess what Tarantino's thinking is Mr. White is a cold stone killer, and he's the most professional guy, so he's able to shoot.
It's also
twice.
like, the ending is, I mean, look, I have issues with the movie, but like, as a movie, the ending is perfect for that movie. That movie is kind of about all this machismo, and clearly by the end, the machismo is so much that they're all just going to kill each other. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like there's too much machismo for anyone to like survive. You know what I mean? And that like makes sense.
Yeah, so it doesn't bother me too much. I know what you mean. I've seen the problem with it.
I spilled coffee all over my pants.
Oh, good. The very pants I was returning.
That is so funny when Jay Peterman says that part. By the way, don't you think it's weird when he says he's Jay Peterman at one point and George goes, J. Crew? Because it's like, that's the thing that he's spoofing. It's weird to have the spoof and then the actual thing.
Yeah, I guess so.
You know,
Peterman, Jew.
Is he?
I don't know. Peterman sounds Jewish.
Ah, that could go either way.
How have you been able to keep your Louis C.K. directed movies so under the radar? Nobody cares about any of us.
I don't know if you heard.
Louis got canceled, and also it stars Tony V, Nick DiPaolo, Sarah Talamash, Jill List.
The press is barging down the door. You had to sign an NDA with everyone. When's the Louis movie coming out?
I mean, the biggest star in the movie is Robert Kelly. I think I'm the biggest star.
Biggest star is Luis Gomez in that one shot.
Who got edited out. Can you tell us your current... Now, I've answered this, but you've never answered yours. Can you tell us what your current top 10 film rankings are?
Ooh, what's you have yours?
I mean, I have my list, and it's you know, there's things right on the peripheral. It is hard to pick a top 10 because what happens is like, how do you pick 10 from 11?
Yeah,
like Desert Island shit.
But you always should have them locked and loaded. Some kind
Well, I
of
do.
Rain
It's like
Man
I just
shit.
had it. I just locked it, and
Well,
then
let me hear
okay.
that. Let me hear yours.
My locked and loaded, but there's some other. I always have to sprinkle some in because it could be changed.
Yes.
But 10 favorite, love to watch them. Not best. I always have to specify, not the best films, favorites.
Okay.
I got Godfather, Godfather 2, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Then we're going into Back to the Future, Ferris Bueller's Day Off,
Jesus.
Field of Dreams,
It's a good thing you said favorite, not
Forrest Gump,
Forrest Gump.
Goodfellas, and Apollo 13. I just love Apollo 13.
All right.
But I had a youthful childhood. I don't know what the hell happened to you. You were like fucking whatever the fuck bullshit. This is went to see it with my dad. With theaters.
It's all
and
the dads.
the whole thing. Sweet love. I love those films. I've watched all of them probably 30 times each. You have no sense of humor or sense of. You're not liking Ferris Bueller is one of the most insane things.
All right, let me do
I can imagine.
Let me do my top 10.
Yeah, Sideways is on there twice.
Sideways, Nashville. Those are top 2.
That's a lie.
No, that's not a lie.
That's a lie.
Those are top 2.
You like Nashville better than you like Election. Nashville over Election.
I mean, yes.
I frankly don't believe it.
Nashville, Sideways, Fargo, Election, Big Lebowski. Was that 5?
Yeah.
Roma, 6. What else? Gosford Park, 7.
Oh, I'm eating over here. Gosford Park sucks.
What? Gosford Park is amazing. What are you crazy? What are you crazy?
What are you talking about? Gosford Park. I threw my fucking candy at the screen when I saw
What?
it.
That movie's incredible. Hold on. What else? 7.
Oh.
All right. Fuck. What else do I got in there?
Are you even vaguely familiar with the concept of fun?
Wait, hold on. I gotta put Jaws 8.
The Sorrow and the Pity is number 9.
Jaws 8.
Give me something fun. There's got to be something fun. I mean, you have Lebowski. I get it.
Yeah, I got Lebowski. 8. Yeah, The Godfather. I'll put Godfather 1 and 2.
No, that's 2 movies.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'll count them both.
Oh, that's 9 and 10.
No, I'll put
I
Godfather
thought you only
2.
had 1 spot left.
Godfather 2, and then I have one more spot.
Oh, I'm sorry. You had
Oh,
2
yeah.
spots.
Godfather 2, and then Something a Woman Made.
What's the best film made by a woman?
That's a great question.
Lost in Translation is my favorite film directed by a woman. But you didn't like that movie either. I don't understand you. I don't know why we're friends.
The best film made by a woman is The Matrix. Is that? No, I'm joking. The best film made by a woman? I mean, Matrix would be up there, but I'm thinking what else? Well, I mean, Hurt Locker.
Yeah, that movie's all right. I
What
like Point Break better than I like Hurt Locker.
are the other great female filmmakers? No, there's some great
Well,
ones.
there's the Jane Coven Live Campion,
Yeah, Jane
Champion,
Campion. I mean,
yeah.
I mean that I like the
Sophia Coppola, Tina Fey. It always comes back to Tina Fey.
Well, I
When
like
you-
Greta Gerwig.
Greta Gerwig, I love.
Love
Frances Ha. No,
She didn't
Noah
make that,
Baumbach
other man.
made that one.
Little
Okay.
Women. I love Little Women.
Yeah, that's got women in it.
I like who else do I like?
I love the movie Diary of a Teenage Girl.
That was probably made by a woman.
That was Emily Heller's sister.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, nice. Wait, who? The director?
the director.
Oh, nice.
No, the fucking boom operator, you jackass. That's what we're talking about.
I love Nicole Hall, the one who did Enough Said, James Gandolfini.
Oh, I hate that movie.
What? Really?
I think that is
fucking
like
love that movie.
The worst movie
I think
I've ever
she's great.
seen ever.
I think she did a couple other movies that are great. Lovely and Amazing, Friends with Money. She's great.
Now, Lost in Translation's number 1.
What are the other? Is that it?
Well, it's just a woman being in charge of something is just a little bit.
Oh well, weren't all those like Adam Sandler movies made by a woman?
I don't know. I mean, I hate Adam Sandler movies.
Billy Madison.
Ugh.
God, no, but there's some other great female directors. Look up the best female directors, and I'll tell you who's the great ones.
All right. I got to go soon. I got to go to London.
Yeah.
I don't want to go to London. I do want to go to London. I just don't want to print paperwork and get tested. And female directors. All right. Here we go. This is Dead Air. Catherine Bigelow, Chloe, that lady.
Who's the Chloe lady?
She's the one that made Nomadland.
Ah, she sucks.
Jane Campion, Sophia Coppola, Greta Gerwig. We did pretty good.
I guess we did. It's not our fault. There's not that many women directors.
No, it's not. Lulu Wang, Mira Nair. That sounds like one of yours.
Now we're getting into like.
Marielle Heller,
All right, yeah. We literally named them all.
Claire Denise, Nancy
Claire
Myers, Ida Lupino. Oh, Penny Marshall. Penny Marshall. Big, fantastic. A League of Their Own, fantastic.
Penny Marshall's
Penny
pretty
Marshall,
good, I
love-
guess. She's pretty good.
Big is great. Do you like Big? I bet you hate it. It's one of my favorite movies
I like
ever.
Big, yeah. I like
Fantastic. OGW. Olivia Wilde.
Oh yeah, she did Booksmart.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, it's tough sledding after those first top women. Direct some films, would you?
Clearly Bigelow. I mean, Bigelow, you got Zero Dark 30, you got Hurt Locker. I mean, those are two great movies.
Well, Sophia Coppola, I love. Although I feel like a lot of her movies, they're good. They're pretty good. I think Lost in Translation is one of my all-time favorite movies. Like, for me, right outside my top 10, Jaws, Brokeback Mountain, Lost in Translation, Sideways, Election, Fargo.
I mean, why don't you take some
wait, I forgot No Country. I think I only named 9.
Oh, did you only name
I only
9?
named 9. No Country is in my top 10.
Well, I told you, by the way, we got to see this everything Asian must go at the same time or whatever it's called.
Yeah,
I talked to Sean Murphy. He's like, it's my top 3 favorite movies. And I go, what are your other 2 favorite movies? He goes, No Country for Old Men and Inside Llewyn Davis. I'm like, that's a pretty good sell. Then he's putting
I gotta watch it, I guess.
He's putting the fucking Asians everywhere concurrently.
Yeah.
You know?
I gotta watch it. Stop Asian Hate. I gotta
Stop
see
Asian
it.
hate. I mean, it's not like racist, is it? I don't know. Is it bad? I'm just making fun. I don't know. Maybe I'm a supremacist.
Yeah, I think you're more right wing than I am.
I'm just making jokes. It's just it's just funny.
I know we're joking. That's why I fucking hate you. That you have to be like, oh, you're gone right. I'm like, I'm joking around. People comment this shit. Oh, I'm like, what are you insane?
Yeah, I love fucking drive my car.
You know what's
my niece is Asian.
You know what's a democratic liberal stance? Pro-union, including the police union.
But the police union's awful.
No, it's all awful. It's all the umpires union's awful. The police union's awful.
Those are the two big ones.
Those are the ones that bother me.
Two big ones we got to fix.
Angel Hernandez sucks.
Any other questions? Let's do two more and we'll get out.
Two more questions. How long have we been going? I got to go to London.
All right, well, fucking.
All right, let me see. Hold on. I
this is our best episode.
I think so. I'm going to name it the best episode.
We already did that. Part 2.
Best episode. Well, you can beat the other one. This is the new best episode.
The new best episode.
You have the Last Action Hero movie ticket. Where are you going and what are you getting up to? What does that mean? I didn't see Last Action Hero.
Oh, it allows you to go into the movie. So, he could have said the Purple Rose of Cairo ticket or the Buster Keaton
okay.
ticket.
Well, this is just going to be sexual.
Yeah, I know.
Because I'm just going to go and fuck whoever.
Well, what movie?
I mean, I got Lost in Translation on my mind because Scarlett Johansson, she's so young.
But she's in a relationship in it. You won't be able
She's in 2 relationships.
Yeah, she's not going to find time for you.
Yeah, but I could out Bill Murray. I could be like, I'm younger. I could be like, hey.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. I think she likes an older guy. All right. I would,
let me see. So you can go into a movie. I mean, Strangers by the Lake. I'm looking at that poster. I could go suck a couple guys off.
I would go to Blue is the Warmest Color.
Oh. We both went gay sex.
Yeah, I know. I mean, if they just let me watch. Or I just hide in the closet.
Maybe Big Lebowski.
What?
Grant can't watch. He's going to pay $50. What movie am I going into? I mean, that would be fun to go bowl with those guys.
Oh, Big Lebowski?
Yeah.
Yeah, we may not. Sex might actually be a bad choice because we could do like Star Wars. Honestly, that's a shitty movie. It'd be fun to be in.
I guess so. Oh, Inside Llewyn Davis would be fun. You're down in the village.
Oh, you'd be in the village. You could see Dylan.
Yes, exactly.
Actually, that's probably a smarter movie because it's not like the girls from Blue is the Warmest Color are gonna have sex with me.
No,
they're lesbians.
And then you have to like get into the house somehow. But I guess it's in the movie, so you're in the bedroom.
Can I commit crimes? Is it?
I think so. It's a movie.
Well, then I'll do Blues. No.
Then you'll end up in 99th Brawl, whatever.
I'll break it and watch. No. I would do Inside Llewyn Davis. I love this. New York in the '60s. I would do Inside Llewyn Davis. I get to see Dylan.
This is mine. You keep taking my ideas and acting like you just came up with something.
Like, I don't know if you've seen Dylan live in the last 20 years, but
I have. It's
he comes out with like puppet strings moving his hands, and there's like imagine seeing him backwards just solo. How amazing that would have been.
I know, of course, when he was good.
Mm-hmm.
Pirates of the Caribbean. Both of you have anxiety. In your opinion, what are the best depictions of suffering from anxiety?
Well, I'll put your movie in there.
Yeah, 4th of July.
4th of July.
Do you think we did okay?
I think you did great.
Thank you.
4th of July. Well, of course. I mean, you were like the greatest panic attack consultant a movie could have.
Yes, thank you.
I put 4th of July. Best depiction of anxiety.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Well, it's kind of funny because even though it's not about anxiety, Sound of Metal. Kind of really captured.
No, that is like I think that's a good point.
It kind of captured anxiety.
Yes.
Really well.
Great answer. I might go with Sound of Metal. By the way, unrelated, Frances Ha, which you didn't see or you didn't like, whatever the fuck is happening with you, that's always the best depiction of a friendship coming apart in any movie ever.
Who?
Frances Ha.
But who is? I know who in which friendship.
Frances Ha and her best friend.
The guy I'm friends with, Michael Zegan?
No, but way to drop that right in there. Is that directed by my friend Louis C.K.? I know it's black and white. He directs movies. Is Meryl Streep in that? I hung out with Meryl Streep once. Right. No. Frances Ha.
Tarantino told me not to let myself get bullied by you. So.
Tarantino said what?
Nah, I'm just joking.
Oh, I see. This one seems serious. Honest question that sincerely pains me to have to ask.
Oh, my God.
Are you concerned about the inevitable backlash of collaborating with Louis C.K., Joe? Having asked this guy is a phenomenal filmmaker and have zero doubt you made the right decision.
It'd be hilarious if you're like, I've never thought about it.
I'm like this. I gotta make a call.
What did he do?
I actually don't know how much backlash there will be. I don't know. I don't know how many people. I mean, every time he does something, there's like a bunch of tweets. I feel like it gets less and less. It's like, what are they all gonna write? The same thing again?
Yeah.
I'm worried about the backlash of us saying retard 100 times and you calling me right wing.
Every time they post about Louis, I mean, I guess this is a bad argument, but every time they're like, I can't believe this is terrible, I'm like, like the ice caps are melting, like every dolphin is dead. I mean, I just like, we have no more butterflies. I'm just like, really? Louis? Can you believe Louis won this award that no one even knew existed?
I know. He's like directed a movie that he paid for on his own with a bunch of nobodies.
I mean, I'm jealous of people who think the world is doing so well. That's their major concern.
Well, I've talked about this before. Maybe this is right wing or whatever, but I'm like, all the people, these Twitter on the left people that talk about privilege. It's all privilege. This male privilege, white privilege, this privilege. I'm like, being upset about Louis C.K. doing stand-up comedy is the ultimate privilege.
Yeah, you're doing pretty well.
Like I always bring this up. I'm like, my parents are like paycheck to paycheck. They have like a mortgage they can't afford. They have no savings. They're not like, who said what? They're like, oh, okay. What the fuck is that? I got to work my second job.
First, I lose my mortgage and my house, and then Louis C.K. is doing a show in Minnesota to people who want to see him. It can't get any worse.
It's crazy. He did some weird shit 22 years ago, and now he can't. It really is truly the ultimate privilege. If you're going on Twitter to complain,
I have no retirement savings.
To complain about comedians making jokes, it's just really, you're doing unbelievably well, and you should volunteer that time to help somebody.
Yeah, no, that is every time you complain about Louis and that, I'm like, we get it. Your life is going quite well.
So yeah, I guess there's some concern, whatever there is now. When people ask questions like that, I'm like, oh Jesus, should I kill myself? But yeah, I think it'll be okay. My family and friends that love me are not concerned. They're well aware of it, and I think most of my fans know about Louis, so I'm not too worried.
Also, it's like, yeah, I just like, there's so much like Twitter created anger. Like even when he had that apology, everyone was like, it's awful and stuff. I looked at the apology the other day. It was fine.
Yes.
He said, I'm like deeply ashamed for the hurt I caused. Like,
I know.
That's not sorry.
Well, this is a whole other topic. But yeah, people are like, he didn't use the word sorry. I'm like, it's such nipping. There's also so much gaslighting in there. Like he only went silent for 10 months. 10 months. That's a long time.
Also, the not saying sorry thing, you're literally sounding like George Costanza when James Spader.
Right.
He's like,
another post Larry David.
You didn't actually say sorry.
I know. I'm like, you're a sitcom character. But anyways, we're going off the deep end here.
The movie's coming out. It's going to be great. There's going to be no backlash. Everyone on Twitter is going to be very, very even-keeled and rational and be like, there was a long time ago. It's time to move on. I'm excited for this movie.
I'm a very good person. I treat everybody very well. I'm a kind person, very thoughtful. And we made a movie about anxiety and family and alcoholism.
It's like you're creating art. You're not like...
It's not like we made a movie about jerking off in women's faces or something. It's like a movie about, family and recovery.
That is the thing when people get like canceled or in trouble for material jokes. It's like, they're just trying to like make people laugh and create art. They weren't like
entertaining.
They weren't like, let's really dehumanize this group of people.
Yeah, I'm gonna go lift some spirits. But anyways, but yeah, it'll be out soon. It's gonna be in theaters.
That's crazy.
It's gonna be in cinemas. It's
in the movies.
It's gonna be in movie theater in July, right here in New York City and all over the country.
So you're part of the film history.
I've created a film.
You created a film. It's gonna be out,
and people are gonna just really rip it to pieces. It's gonna be horrible. I'm gonna quit this podcast.
Yeah, or this podcast might be all you have left.
That's a good point. That's probably more accurate. But we got to wrap up.
We got to wrap up. All right.
I got a special out right now on YouTube. It's called This Year's Material. It's completely independent. I paid for it myself. I lost a lot of money. Go watch it. Tell a friend. Subscribe. Tweet. Like. Comment.
TikTok.
Ton of dates coming up. ComedianJoeList.com. I'm coming to Baltimore. I'm coming to Nashville, your favorite movie. Bullshit. San Francisco, Vancouver, Toronto, bunch of places, ton of places. So come on out.
Yeah, go see his special. It's great. And also, I got a bunch of dates on my calendar, but also I'm going to be doing Grove. What's it called? Grove 34?
Grove 34.
Grove 30. If you're in Astoria or even anywhere in New York, you don't have to just be in Astoria. Come out this Sunday. I think it's 8 p.m. probably.
Yeah, 8 p.m.
The tickets will be on my bio. I'm going to have some comics open for me. I'm going to do about like 30 minutes of new material. It's going to be great. Please come the fuck out. I just started promoting this week. Grove 34. That's the address. 8 p.m. And the tickets are on my Instagram, Raanan Comedy, Raanan Comedy. I'll also be in Seattle the following week at Club Comedy. And I got a bunch of other fucking dates. Louisville, Oklahoma City.
Ooh, hope there's no bombing.
Yeah. Great museum there, by the way.
For the bomb?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd like to see that.
It's beautiful. It's incredible. But anyway, it's all in my thing on Instagram, Raanan Comedy, Raanan Comedy. And please, for the love of God, subscribe to my YouTube.
Yes.
So I have a new special coming out, and I need subscribers.
Yes, go. That's the most important thing. Go subscribe to
I have
Raanan's
2,300
YouTube.
followers. Is that good?
That's what I had when I decided not to do it on my YouTube. Go subscribe. You got to get those numbers. It's all algorithm. And for this, comment on this. Like it. Click share, comment, and tell people we got a fun movie podcast here. We're having a good time. And we are right wing.
All right, that was great.
Hit stop. No, hit stop.
Oh.
Joe likes Scorsese, and Raanan is Jewy. It's Joe and Raanan talk movie.